This is Ecosphere. You're now on a journey of discovery to experience a planet where humans and wildlife can both thrive. Welcome home. Enter the rainforest of Borneo and watch baby orangutans learning to climb whilst you become part of their jungle story. Dive into an extraordinary underwater experience. Swimming with schooling fish, huge manta ray, sharks and colourful corals. Immerse yourself in East Africa's vast grasslands. Encounter wild elephants and lions, and meet the inspiring local communities that live with them. Jungles are extraordinary, the most biodiverse habitats on Earth. They regulate the weather, generate vast amounts of water, provide food and medicines, and absorb huge quantities of carbon dioxide. But we've not treated them as the special places they are. Today, only half of our planet's jungles remain. Here, in the jungles of Borneo, there's a new story to tell.
My name is Jais bin Lapit. I'm a farmer in Sabah, Borneo. When I grew up, the village was surrounded by jungle. As kids, we used to play in the trees, paddle our boat in the river. Our jungles were amazing, full of life. Back then, I had no idea how special our jungles, and all jungles, really were. Or that one day, we might lose them.
Jungles aren't ordinary forests. These tropical forests are bathed in consistent sunshine, heat and rain. They're home to over half of all the species that live on land. and the tropical forests of Borneo, at nearly 130 million years old, are amongst the most biodiverse jungles on the planet.
Hi, I'm Rose. I've been wildlife guide in Sabah, Borneo for nearly 20 years. Tourists come here from across the planet to experience our jungles and see the diversity of wildlife. Monkeys are everywhere. I like watching them in the forest along the rivers. We have big creatures like elephants and orangutans, but most of the life that lives in the jungles is small.
The jungles of Borneo are home to thousands of different insects and plants. But this variety is not spread evenly throughout the jungle. Each patch has a unique combination of plants and animals, which means some of the life you find in this valley may be different from its neighbours and found nowhere else. So every patch of jungle is precious. That's why we shouldn't clear any of it. Because when we do, we lose a piece of that jungle life forever.
What makes me sad, we have been losing our jungle. Viewing orangutan in the wild now it's become rare treat. Lots of forest here has been turned into oil palm plantation.
Palm oil is a wonder crop, up to 10 times more productive than the next best vegetable oil. It's so versatile, it's been added to countless products, like makeup, ice cream, biofuel, and chocolate. But we've cleared a lot of land to grow it.
Saya telah mengusahakan.
I've been farming palm oil for 6 years.
Dahulu tidak
In the past, there weren't too many ways to make a living.
Dengan mengusahakan
With farming, I could feed my family
saya mampu
and send my children to school.
saya ke sekolah. Pada masa itu,
Back then, the government just sold us the land to farm and didn't worry that we were cutting down the trees.
tanpa dirisau pokok-pokok yang dipaksa tebang untuk mengusahakan tanah tersebut. Semua ini
All
masih
this
hutan.
was jungle.
Demand for palm oil from America, Asia, and Europe has had devastating impacts on the jungle and wildlife of Malaysia and Indonesia. Over the last 40 years, a third of Borneo's jungles have been cleared, mostly for their timber, for infrastructure, and for land to grow oil palm. Over 100,000 orangutan have been lost as a result of this deforestation.
Hi, my name is Ibritina Angkli. I'm working at Sepiluk Orangutan Rehab Center as a keeper. My job is to look after sick or orphan orangutan.
The Sepalok Orangutan Centre in Sabah was started over 50 years ago. Back then, most orangutan arriving here were as a result of the illegal pet trade. But from the late 1990s, the rising demand to produce palm oil left lots of orphaned orangutan needing help.
When orangutan come to us, they are sick and weak and really sad for losing the mother. In the wild, orangutan babies stay with their mother about 7 years. Their love is so strong. They just want to feel safe. We have to be their mother, so we teach them how to live in the forest. Each day, we take them out into the wild. They learn so many things just by playing in the tree. They are very smart. At about 5 years old, we walk them far into the forest so they can stay there if they want to. They enjoy lots of wild food, even termite. You can hear them sucking out the termite. They really love it. Then they become strong and confident and ready to be released into the jungle. Sometimes we see our baby return for a last bit of food. And then they are gone back to the jungle. We used to have so many orangutan brought here. Sometimes too many for us to look after, but not anymore, which is really good. I think this is because education is making people more aware about the orangutan and helping it. Things are getting better for the orangutan and its jungle.
In 2018, the RSPO upgraded the certification criteria, making deforestation-free a requirement. Sabah is leading the way by working towards being the first region to commit to certification for all its palm oil products. As more of us demand deforestation-free products, more palm oil will be grown sustainably. This will protect our jungles so they can lock away carbon and help us restore the health of our planet.
I have hope for the future. We're learning how to work with the jungle.
Enter the rainforest of Borneo and watch The Indonesian archipelago of Raja Ampat lies off the coast of West Papua in Southeast Asia. Covering 40,000 square kilometers, the region is home to the world's most biodiverse coral reefs. Coral reefs are home to 1/4 of all our planet's marine species. All coral reefs are special, but some are extraordinary. Raja Ampat lies just 2 degrees off the equator, so its coastal seas bask in strong sunlight and constant temperatures. On top of that, this is where 2 great bodies of water meet: the Indian and Pacific Oceans. The result is an unparalleled diversity of marine life. Known as the Coral Triangle, this wider region is home to 75% of all known coral species. Many of the creatures living here are found nowhere else on Earth. These underwater ecosystems are so special that a charity called the Missoul Foundation was established to ensure their future.
My name is Nanda Sahra. I work at Missoul Foundation as the Marine Conservation Program Leader. And I live here in Yalit Ranger Station in Raja Ampat. I grew up in the mountains area, but then became very curious about what lives inside the sea. Now I study the ocean every day. I love to get underwater, snorkeling, diving, and exploring the ecosystem of Missoul.
Reefs are vital sanctuaries for ocean-going giants such as manta ray. But it's not just this, or their extraordinary diversity, that makes coral reefs special. It's also their productivity. Reefs are the ocean's nurseries, constantly restocking the surrounding waters with billions of new fish every year.
I get very excited about the schooling fish. It's like magic happening around me. And also, I love the baby sharks and the sea turtle. It's my favorite. Every animal on the reef has a unique role to play. But the reef has not always been so healthy.
The ocean was healthy and beautiful.
Kami mengambil ikan untuk
We catch fish to feed our family.
semua orang.
Enough for
As fish stocks around the world were depleted, unsustainable fishing practices moved to the rich waters around Raja Ampat.
I'm an ocean ranger. Marine animal as
Sangat banyak.
And as the sharks and manta disappeared, the reef suffered. If this continued, the entire coastal ecosystem would collapse. Not even by the local community who own these waters. To recover at some sites by as much as 600%.
we bring them to the village for the elders to decide their punishment.
Our programs help to educate the next generation of ocean protectors. One very successful project is reef restoration, where we are replanting corals to help the damaged areas recover. Together with the communities, we are taking responsibility for the ocean's recovery.
Saya terus mendukung
I will keep continuing to support the marine protected area
konservasi laut.
so that my children and grandchildren can benefit from what we are protecting.
Merasakan manfaatnya. Kita harus
We
jaga laut
must
kita
protect our
bersama-sama.
ocean together.
There are few better signs of a reef restored to health than the return of giant manta ray. The Mosul Private Marine Reserve now protects 1,200 square kilometers of coral reef and the surrounding ocean. The restoration of these coastal seas in such a short space of time reveals the potential for all our oceans. We just need to give them the opportunity to recover. By creating marine reserves to protect just 1/3 of our coasts, we can restore the health of all our world's oceans. When we do that, generations to come will be able to coexist with thriving marine ecosystems forever.